So, on the concept of hoarding of education and education streams into one field, everybody learning engineering, everybody learning medicine, I want to talk a little bit about vocational studies, right? So, I think the Tamil Nadu government or Indian government, I don't know which one, provides a few vocational streams. Their courses and syllabuses for 11th and 12th. And my point is this: encourage students to do that. I know people who, when they finished 10th standard, they said, I'm going to become a chef. I'm going to do hotel management. My parents are telling me to finish 11th and 12th, and so I'm going to take the easiest possible way in 11th and 12th. I'm going to finish those parts and directly go and become a chef and learn hotel management and cooking and all of that. So my question is, why does that guy have to learn core economics and commerce and accountancy? Well, he can learn accountancy and commerce, I guess, a little bit of math and computer maybe. But that guy doesn't need to learn economics. Even if you want to teach him, give him a crash course. He doesn't need everything. This is the problem, right? So for a guy like that, vocational course is the best recourse. He would have taken a vocational course if it was offered in my school. The problem is, vocational courses are rarely offered in government schools, and they are not offered in any private school. Here's the proposal. A school can only hold higher secondary courses, 11th and 12th standard, if they offer one branch which gives vocational training. You bring this rule, and I tell you something, there will be a diversity of skills in the job market. I can assure you, many people will take those courses. Many people will take those courses. Because a lot of people don't like this nonsense that's going on. So they would take these vocational courses. A lot of people have a clear idea of what they want to do, and they realize that science or social studies or commerce or whatever is not going to help them. Vocational studies is great for these people. But in vocational studies, make sure you give them proper skills, updated skills. Don't just teach a guy lathe. Teach him computational lathe, modern day robotic lathe. Yeah? Take those courses to the next level, but you teach him those vocational skills. If you will mandate that every private school should have at least one vocational course in order to have their status as a school that provides higher secondary education, let me tell you something. Skill level or the diversity of skill will increase immediately. Students will take it up immediately. But the skill has to be valuable in the market, basically. So that's also important. But they will pick it up like that. Because here's the thing, right? I've seen the MBA admission exam, the entrance exam. It's very hard, but the syllabus does not go beyond 10th standard scope. Simple point. Every student that comes out of 10th standard should be able to write that exam with relative ease. But that should also tell you something. That should tell you that a person can actually study 2 years of a business course with just 10th standard. They don't need 12th standard. They don't need a degree. They can study a business administration course when they finish 10th standard. The reason why I'm limiting everything to 10th standard is because I recognize that till 10th standard, kids should be kids. They should not be forced into job kind of stuff. But after 10th standard, it's different. That's why it's called secondary school, and then it's called higher secondary school. Because higher secondary school already becomes a form of higher education. Vocational training. Think about it. If you just give a vocational training saying, this course offers business administration, I will tell you, people will flood. I think it is wonderful that a person can learn business without bachelor's degree. And he does not have to wait for 6 years of his life, average, to complete his 12th standard and his bachelor's degree, to go and then do a master's in bachelor's administration. Now, hear me out. Master's in business administration will always be valuable. It will always be the big thing. Because let's say you finish BE engineering and then you do an MBA, a tech industry guy will say, okay, your business administration skill will be suitable for my industry. But just to give you some context, if you want to work in the banking sector, if you want to work in hedge funds, investment banking sectors, if you want to work in mutual funds, you don't need all these other engineering or medicine skills or whatever. When they say technical analysis of the stock market or whatever, you don't need all that stuff. But I challenge, offer a vocational business administration course in schools and make it compulsory. People will just take it. A lot of people will take it. Now here's the question, right? If a lot of people take it, should there be jobs available to give those kids jobs? Basically, that's the whole point, right? Most of the kids that come out of 12th standard are 18 years old. This is the fundamental question. An 18-year-old is allowed to work according to the law. Of course, a lot of kids that come out are 17 years old. Okay. Maybe they can do an internship. That's my point. Kids should have the footing to do that. If you do things like this, a lot of people will not stop learning. They will not run away from the system. Today, a lot of people are running away from the government system. They're trying to run black market businesses. They're trying to run legitimate business, but without paying taxes. People will not do that if you do things like this. People do that if they feel cheated by the government. If the government syllabus offers a hope for life, they would trust the government. They would trust the governments in saying, okay, this government gave me a syllabus that has helped me in this life. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to create a business. I'm going to do it legitimately and pay my taxes so that another student who comes up will be benefited from it. Just the way I would think. Most people that come out of school feel cheated. It's 14 years of life. Now here's the other thing, man. We must have employers also. So the people that are employing should not say, oh, you need to have a bachelor's degree, otherwise we won't hire you, or master's degree. And I think there has to be change in the way employers think also. I think this also has to change. I do think this has to change, the way employers think about these things. Because there's a lot of gatekeeping going on in companies. There are some companies that are actually removing those gates. If you look at US, this is very prevalent. Google hires people that finish school, that's it. Even without a degree, they hire people. So if a major multinational corporation that does complex mathematical and computational problems is hiring people out of school, are you telling me nobody else can? You're telling me that the problems you are facing or you're doing in life are more complex than what Google is doing. And if it's interpersonal skills are what you're looking for, well, guess what? If students are made to do language education, English education, where they have to read in front of a class of 20 people for marks, they will do it. And when they do that, they get the strength and courage to actually have interpersonal skills. When they have to speak with the teacher in order to get marks, they will hone that skill, they will improve that skill. If you marry a language education which has reading, writing, listening, and speaking with vocational training, you will create a entrepreneurial class right out of school. They don't have to learn a 4-year bachelor's of engineering degree. They can learn a 1-year skill course, and they can just immediately start a business. Not only can they start a business, they will have the confidence to start a business, and they will have the know-how to start a business. You see, these are all missed opportunities. I'm sorry, these are missed opportunities. It does pain me a little bit that we are not doing this. Think about people with disabilities, people with learning disabilities, physical disabilities. They will choose these kind of vocational courses. Two, it helps them too. It helps other people too. Other people that have a passion will also do this. Let's say, for example, your aim is to work in an NGO. The basic work in an NGO is catching people who contribute to the cause, and then working as an events manager or whatever to further the cause. You don't need to learn science for this. You need to learn event management skills and organizational skills, the ability to speak and interact with people, to clearly convey ideas. We can teach that in vocational. They don't have to study engineering and then join an NGO and then whatever. In fact, if you want to really do research on these topics, we have masters in social studies, bachelors in social studies. If you want to really do research on it, go and do a master and bachelor's degree. If you just want to work, you don't have to do master's and bachelor's degree. And I ask hirers, do they really need a bachelor's and master's degree to work in these environments? We have to start respecting. The problem here is not that we don't think it cannot be done by anybody. The problem is that we don't respect people who come out of school and the skills they have. We don't respect those kids. What we are doing is disrespectful to the kids who come out of school. But we have, as a society, have internalized it, saying it's okay, this is how the world is. It's just not acceptable. This vocational stuff, it should not just be in government school, it should be compulsory in private schools too. The number of people that will do that course, you have no idea. Absolutely no idea. And a lot of people will be happy for it, mind you. A lot of people might feel cheated, but a lot of people will feel happy for it. The number of people that feel cheated will be minimal, will be almost zero. Because if you're seeing the number of people that are cheated or people that feel cheated, I will tell you there are so many people that learn science and engineering that feel cheated, that learn science and medicine, that don't have a proper job or whatever, they feel cheated. So this feeling of getting cheated is not just restricted to vocational courses.